All right, what's going on, Legionnaires? Welcome to another episode of the Legion of Comic Correction. We are doing a classic. Well, here's the thing. Last week.
Okay, so
you're
about to throw a curveball. I'm not prepared for this.
No, you're prepared enough.
A little prepared.
You're prepared enough. Last week was Halloween.
It was Halloween.
Last week was All Hallows
Technically,
Eve.
it was only two
Actually,
days ago.
Well, when we're filming it, but when this comes out, it's going to be like a week, almost a week ago.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Almost a week ago. Yeah.
So I'm trying to make it seem like we're filming it the day that, or at least closer to.
All the movie magic happening back here.
We're trying to.
Yeah.
Man, you keep opening the curtains.
I know. I blow open the curtains.
You're just
I really don't
because you
care.
don't care.
I don't care.
It is what.
Like people are listening here to hear about what we have to say.
Not about
we're
saying it.
The fake T-shirt switching and like
hey,
the fact that we
listen here
like are filming multiple things.
I
on the
will
same
have
day
you know
or
it was a
like
very
that.
it was a very real T-shirt switch.
It was
you
actually did. Yeah,
so I was a little
exactly.
lazy. I've got my old T-shirt on underneath this T-shirt. It's getting cold out.
I know it is.
I didn't
It
well,
is. I at least took my sweatshirt off. That's what.
Yeah. Speaking of T-shirts, though.
Look at that T-shirt.
We got some special edition merch here.
This is one of our special edition comic correction Halloween themed merch. We talked about zombies before. This is the thing.
It.
Greg did a phenomenal job with this one. I am so impressed. Except for one thing, you know what I realized afterwards?
What'd you realize?
There's Legion isn't anywhere on there. Like the word Legion.
No, it's not. Don't care.
I don't even care.
Don't care.
I don't care. That is phenomenal. It is absolutely amazing. And,
thank you.
I love it. I
well,
love it.
This was special for our Patreon supporters. We did a raffle for it.
Did a raffle.
But when our store goes live,
the king of all winners won again. Andy Ross.
Did he get his shirt yet?
Not yet. He'll be. He'll get it.
Poor Andy.
Poor Andy has won multiple shirts and he hasn't gotten.
They're still just sitting
they're
there.
all sitting up on my desk.
We love you, Andy.
Yeah. He gets us these. He makes these beautiful 3D figurines, but we can't get him a darn shirt.
Well, we'll get on the game at some point.
I got him. Don't worry.
Andy, we know we love you, and we are thankful that you love us too.
But if you like this shirt,
so in the new year, we're launching a store. Well, by the end of the year.
What are you doing?
What?
You're giving secrets away.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, we're not allowed to give secrets.
You're literally telling people things.
I'm baiting them.
You're doing it too early.
Oh, well,
and it's not in the new year.
There may or may not be an opportunity for you to get one of these
What
shirts
are you doing?
In another time, in another area, in a multiverse, in another dimension.
We were talking about big things coming up.
Yeah, big things.
Big things coming up, but now you're just completely and
you talked about the merch store
for
before.
Blowing the door open. No, we have not talked. We have not once talked about the merch store.
We have for sure talked about it.
We have not.
Well, we've
what
talked
level
about it
of
now.
confidence? Look at me in the eyes. What level of confidence do you believe that we've actually talked about a merch store?
98% confident.
I will take that 2%. I will take that 2%.
We're gonna go. We'll look back in our videos. I'll find it.
Do a splice in of where you've said it before, or where one of us has.
Do
said
you
it
really think I have time to go through that and then
No.
find it and splice it before I edit it and put it down the air?
No.
I don't. Hey, we made it work, though.
Yeah, we did.
We made it work. And now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be launching a whole bunch of new stuff, including a merch store. If I don't
Logan
find
was
it,
wrong. If you don't find it, you're just going to imagine and pretend like it didn't actually happen.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so
regardless,
we are launching a merch store. This is one of our big announcements here for November that I thought we were holding off on. But apparently, we're now throwing it out that we did not talk about it before.
You can buy stuff like this soon.
Yes, very soon. Not just this T-shirt.
Other shirts.
But a number of our shirts.
And hats.
And mugs. And potentially stickers. And a whole bunch of other gear
that
is going to be super exciting for Legionnaires to be able to grab and be able to rep that Legion
rep it
merch.
Yeah, and if you want to see all the behind-the-scenes action of what is coming up, jump in on Patreon.
Dare I say get early access to some of these things.
Lots of stuff. Yeah, jump on our Patreon, become a member. The second tier alone gets you access to our behind-the-scenes
That's right.
content. So
At
you'll be able to
least.
see every week we've been putting up stuff about what's coming out in our 1-year, 100-episode celebration, which
But
will
you
be
got to
here
be
in
a
a couple
VIP.
weeks.
Listen, you got to be a VIP. You got to
Yeah,
be
it's
that
the best
top
one.
tier.
It's
You got
the
to be
best
that
one.
top tier, top tier, third tier.
Yeah.
Be a VIP.
Yeah, and we're just a couple Patreon members away from
Me
Logan.
punching Greg in the face.
Yeah, punch me in the face. So
all
we know you
want
to see that.
We need like two
Like
more.
2 or 3?
Two
Yeah.
or 3 more, and
Get
I
him in
punch
there.
Greg in the face.
We're getting really
Who
close.
doesn't want me to do that?
I
Especially while he's got the mustache on his face,
I
and
do.
I got the mustache.
Yeah, I want it to happen.
In mustaches, we want
Yeah.
that to happen. We're gonna have these mustaches only for the remainder
All
of
month.
November to
Yeah.
support Movember. So
Right. And if you want to support Movember, go in the comments or go in the description below. We'll have a little link in there for you guys to support and raise awareness for mental health and other issues that guys deal with.
yeah, exactly right.
Listen
Now,
to our last video if you want to hear more details about
yeah,
that.
that last video covered it all.
Also, if he punched me in the face, he doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be completely painted green when he does it. So
You hadn't explicitly named that. I just assumed it
Oh,
was
good.
going
I'm
to
glad you
happen.
assumed that.
Yeah, I was ready for
All
that
right.
to happen.
All right, let's get into our content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click that bell if you want to hear all the latest episodes. And we're
That's right.
jumping into a classic comic correction today.
Classic, old school.
Yeah, we're going to be talking
OG.
real old school. I mean, well, it wasn't that long ago.
It
When
wasn't
was
that long ago. 2018.
Was it 20? Was it really only 2018?
My guess, 2018.
2018. Let me see. I didn't actually look that
If
up.
I'm right, numbers are going to be my. You
Yeah,
better,
you're right. 2018.
What did I
Boom!
say? What did
Boom.
I say?
Boom. 2018. You
Numbers.
was right.
Numbers in my mind.
Yeah, 2018. So we're going to be talking about Venom.
That's
'cause
right.
we thought Halloween, we want to do some scary movies, some scary comic book movies.
Exactly.
We're going to be talking about Venom, and we do want to, if we can, we might not have time, but we're hoping we will, see the new Venom movie.
That's right. We want to see it, but
want
there are
to.
so many other things
So many
coming
good
out
things
right
coming
now.
out. Yeah.
Eternals is coming out, which
Yeah.
actually is
Which is
showing
awesome.
up to be a bomb.
I'm
I
loving
am
that.
so excited
I'm
for this
loving
to be
that.
bad.
Well-
I cannot wait for Eternals to be bad and for us to correct it.
Yeah.
I am
It'll
waiting.
be the first
It'll be
MCU
the
movie
first
besides
major
Iron Man
MCU
3.
movie, except Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 is garbage.
That we're gonna correct.
Except that, like, this is going to be the first one, and I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
excited to
Yeah.
correct some garbage.
The first new one that we've seen in theaters that, like,
Oh,
it's fresh.
I
fresh
cannot.
garbage.
Oh my gosh, we haven't. You know what?
It's going to be, well, we'll get to it.
MCU it does not give us any of
No.
these golden nuggets.
They don't
anytime
slack.
soon. And
now it
I am
seems
just
like
so
they are.
glad. Huh?
Maybe it's good, though. Maybe it's good. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when
So
we go
excited.
see it. But
So
anyway,
excited. But we
wanna
also
do some
want to do
spookies.
Carnage. We want to be able to correct
Yeah.
Carnage.
we'll get there eventually.
We don't know where that's going to fall yet.
Yeah.
But we do know where Venom falls today, and that's what we're
It's
going to
right
talk
now.
about right now.
Right now. All right, so we're going to jump into, we'll do it as we always do it, Carnage Report.
Yep.
Our regular
TikTok.
comic correction.
Talk.
That's right. And then our verdict of what we
Yep.
think it is, whether it's going to be a comic correction, is what it is, or a comic perfection. So we're going
That's
to talk
exactly
through it.
right.
All right, so Carnage Report. Here we go. Venom, man. Venom
made bank.
They did a good job.
Made bank.
You know what?
Not. I would not say
For
it blew.
all those people who like Tom Hardy and lobsters.
Yeah, but I would not say it blew the domestic gross off the charts. But
No.
it did
No.
overseas.
Overseas was
worldwide,
kicking it.
kicked it.
Yeah, so domestic, we always look at how much money it made. So domestic, it made $213 million, which isn't amazing. But
No, it's not.
yeah, opening was $80 million, so that's not bad. Internationally, though, it made $642,569,645.
And these are pre-COVID numbers. I want to remind
right,
people of
2018. Yes, this is
So-
before the pandemic happened. If you can
worldwide,
remember. It was a long time
worldwide,
ago.
and international
Yeah.
blows the doors off.
Right.
Domestic,
$856
though,
million, man.
domestic,
856.
it's not that. It's not
No.
that impressive. It's not
No,
that impressive.
213. But you know what? That's more the numbers I expected for a Venom movie without Spider-Man.
That's true.
That's what I expected
well,
to be.
in terms of domestic, yeah, but worldwide,
Yeah,
this
worldwide,
is actually
crazy.
much more than I expected it to ever
Yeah.
be able to make without Spider-Man.
Yeah, but you know what they did?
What was it? What was it made
Tom Hardy
for?
was good. $100 million.
100 million. Wow.
Yeah,
that
so-
was
so
solid. Solid. Yeah.
$213 million domestic was
Yeah.
still pretty good.
Still pretty good. Still pretty good.
Yeah.
What I will, yes. So Tom Hardy drug this movie forward like on life support, and
he was great.
He was phenomenal.
He was really good.
I
And
don't know
okay.
Tom Hardy bad in anything. Like, I don't know if you can, and maybe our Legionnaires out there can point something out, but Tom Hardy is brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know him.
I can't think of a movie where I was like, I didn't really like him.
Performance ever.
Yeah, I can't think of it. I think.
Let me hear it. I mean,
can't. Yeah, if you know one, let us know, and we'll watch it.
Drop
and then
it in
we'll
the comics.
Laugh at him.
Drop it in the comics.
That's
what I'll say from now on.
I like that.
That
Drop
is
it
now
in the
my
comics.
tagline.
I like that.
Drop it in the comics.
Yeah, because we don't read anything
that is
that's
captioned.
not comics.
That is CC. We are trademarking
Drop
that.
it in the comics.
Drop it in the comics.
I like
that can get
man.
on a shirt.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, drop.
Yeah,
it should. I'm
that
gonna
should
make
be
that.
a shirt. Make
I
that a
actually
shirt.
already have the idea in my head.
There it is. Drop
Perfect.
it in the comics.
All right, I'm gonna whip that up this week.
Ooh, that was good.
Boom.
In the moment.
That's fresh. All right, let's talk about the cast real quick. So we got Tom Hardy coming in as Eddie Brock or Venom.
Wonderful, wonderful casting.
Yeah, we got Michelle Williams coming in as Anne, weighing his girlfriend, and I gotta say, man, I like
hardly in the movie.
I know, but I like their back and forth. I liked their dynamic.
Their repartee.
Yeah, I like them.
Tit
I thought they
for
were good.
tat.
Yes, tit for tat.
It was whatever. It was whatever to me. I really didn't care.
Yeah, it was fine. And then we had Riz Ahmed as the main evil scientist.
He was good.
He was creepy.
He was creepy.
Yeah,
I did not expect that from him.
Yeah, Carlton
and
Drake.
He played that sinister, like fake good guy, really darkly evil, really well.
You know what? He felt like an amalgamation of Elon Musk.
Yeah, I was about to say Elon Musk.
And man, his name's gone from my head because he's so creepy. The Facebook dude. Who does Facebook?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he
but
just
one of them's
got
to be like even evil, more evil. Like he seemed like an amalgamation of those two, but then
but then
maybe
like
Manson
actual
in there.
evil.
like and then you mix in some Manson.
Actually evil. Yeah, his whole stance on human experimentation was just really
like,
creepy.
Move it forward.
I loved it though. It was really good. He was a good bad guy.
Convinced people around him to do things like that they know full well that they shouldn't be doing.
Right, and they and under the guise of like scientific advancement
and like for the greater good.
Yeah, and eventually he becomes Riot, the symbiote.
Yeah,
who's again from the comics. The symbiotes that were in there, that they talked about and they kind of showed they're from the comics.
They're good. Just get into
source.
Yeah.
All right, we'll jump into it. All right, so source material. The biggest this actually
this was really exciting. This is actually
it was pretty
source
close.
accurate.
Yeah, I was like and when I watched it, I was like, oh, there's no SpiderMan in it. It's going to be trash when it comes to source material. And again,
you get excited.
That's the biggest sin because there's no Spider-Man. But it was pretty close.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
When it came out that Venom was going to be a villain in Spider-Man 3, and I'm talking Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 3.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible.
Everyone got incredibly excited because Venom is probably next to Spider-Man. Is probably
next to Green Goblin, it's
next
Venom.
to Green Goblin, it's Venom.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Green Goblin would be in
Topher
there
Grace,
first.
though?
So,
no way.
People were... And unlike Green Goblin, Venom is a anti-hero. He's not a villain.
Yeah, he has some good... Because Eddie Brock's not evil.
Right.
He just doesn't like Peter Parker.
Exactly. So, like, people got blown away and really excited for it. And then they got Topher Grace with, like, sharp teeth and, like, CGI'd neck around him. Like,
and
it was really weird and
looked
creepy
the same
and not
as
good.
He did from the bleach tips.
Yeah, bleach tip. Oh, my gosh,
Man,
it was
he
garbage.
Was so bad.
It was garbage. So... People, when they hear Venom,
Justin Timberlake.
When they heard that there was going to be a Venom movie, they were satiated with like excitement, and it was insane.
Yeah.
And it shows in the box office response.
Oh, 100%.
But they also, part of that is just like excitement around up, and another part is an okay film, like which is what we'll talk about.
Right.
But we did not expect is like a really deep source material dive on what is a comic strand that not a lot of people really know about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I'm a big Venom fan, but I'm a big Venom fan. Actually, now that I've read more about the different source material, I'm not a big Venom fan. I'm a big... Well, I'm not. I'm a poser.
I want to hear more about
that. I'm a poser. Well, here's the thing, because I'm a big Venom fan when Spider-Man's involved.
Yeah,
so I really like Venom.
You're not actually a Venom fan.
No, not I didn't know all these little other caveats of.
You're a Venom adjacent fan.
Yeah, I like him with Spider-Man. It's kind of like the way I always viewed it was he could never be like it's like the Joker with Batman. Like the Joker shouldn't be away from Batman because without Batman, the Joker is kind of pointless, right?
Well, he is pointless. We actually know that. We've seen that in the comics plenty of times.
Well, what I'm saying is that's how I felt about Venom. But now,
that's not the case.
Right, exactly. But now that I've seen it, and they later on newer runs like Agent Venom, and he ends up going out to the West Coast and things like that. And so there are other iterations of him. But this was back in the heyday, in the earlier years of Venom, and he got his own kind of spinoff. That guest starred Spider-Man occasionally.
Yeah.
But in the comics, we know Venom. He comes back on a space shuttle on J. Jonah Jameson's son. Yeah. Which, if you notice in this movie, they do mention that the astronaut who lived through the crash, his name was Jameson.
Oh, okay.
So there's a nice little
nod. I did not catch that little nod.
Yeah,
okay.
And he did come from an astronaut and from them researching an anomaly, which is what happened in the comics. So that was all very good. I was like, oh, okay, this is actually cool. He's coming from space, and he hitches a ride on Jameson. Yeah. Jameson dies in the movie, but he doesn't in the comics. He dies in the movie, but he's still same vehicles. That was kind of cool. Yeah. And then I started researching, like, where did they get the source material from? Sure. And it looks like it came mostly from a Venom run called Lethal Protector, which takes place after Eddie Brock agrees to leave New York City because of Spider-Man and because of Peter Parker. He leaves New York City and he goes to San Francisco, which is where this movie started. And I was like, oh, man, Venom's he's not even in New York. This is stupid.
Right.
No, he actually did. Yeah. So in Lethal, I'm gonna read right from the Marvel database, marvel.fandom.com. So it's just a kind of a
quick synopsis.
Of the Lethal Protector series. So it says, returning to San Francisco, Venom became the protector of an underground city of homeless people. All right, so that's it. I mean, Eddie in San Fran in the movie, he knows all the homeless people. He's friends with them. He tries to get them out. He finds out they're being experimented on, and he tries to protect them. So they pull from
one
that.
in particular. Yeah,
which was super heartbreaking. Yeah. But then during this, however, Venom became the target of the Life Foundation. Again, the Life Foundation is in the movie.
Right, exactly. Right? Pulled straight from the comics.
Yeah, and so the Life Foundation goes and captures Venom, and then the symbiote spawns 5 more symbiotes. All right, and that is very similar, where the symbiote that crashes also has other spawns, including Riot. In the movie. And so we see all those different spawns.
The only difference there is that it's not all coming from Venom.
Right.
Which
Riot is his own dude.
We believe, at least, because we haven't seen Carnage yet. Carnage does come from Venom.
Right. In the trailers, it looks like Cletus Cassidy bites Eddie Brock and he gets the blood in his mouth, and that is part of the symbiote, which is fine. And then actually in that Lethal Protector run, Carnage actually ends up breaking out of jail, and Spider-Man and Venom have to take him out. So,
but Riot is his own symbiote that also came back. So we know that
who is
Venom
apart from Venom
was his own symbiote, and Venom was the one that escaped. But Riot was then one of, I believe, 3 others that
we saw
that was separated and actually contained at the Life Foundation.
Right, and there are other symbiotes in the comics that don't spawn from Venom. Like he's a race, and so other than there being so the biggest sin here in source material is that the Spider-Man doesn't exist.
Yeah, doesn't exist.
That's the biggest sin,
at all.
Yeah, there's no mention of it, and he doesn't have the iconic white spider on his chest because that was left over from attaching to Peter Parker first. Yeah, there's none of that, and so it's So it just feels a little off.
So I have a conspiracy theory.
Okay, yeah.
And this is going way outside, though, okay?
Okay.
So we know that MCU, specifically Disney and Sony, share the rights to Spider-Man.
Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
But I believe, and there's been some narrative, that Sony is preparing or going to be forced to have to sell the Spider-Verse rights to Disney at some point here. Now, here's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We're seeing a Venom movie without Spider-Man.
Right.
We're seeing a Mobius movie without Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But with some other characters who exist in the MCU.
The MCU, yeah. Like Keaton.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What I believe is Sony is working to try and build up their product outside of just Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And therefore
Sweeten the
raising
pot.
its value.
Yeah.
And forcing Disney to have to then pay them astronomical prices to have to then buy all of these characters back.
Yeah.
Because they're showing that they can use these characters and can sell without Spider-Man.
They're supposed to be making a Black Cat movie and a Silver Sable movie too,
which is in my exact point.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
maybe you're right.
believe that is what they are doing right now, because at some point Disney's going to pay them a ridiculous amount of money to buy the Spider-Verse.
Listen, Disney has the money. Disney should do it because the MCU does a way better job.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I want to see MCU Venom.
But here's my point here.
Yeah.
They better do it sooner rather than later, because the more money that they produce here with these characters this way, that the less they're going to be inclined to actually sell, or they're going to ask for ridiculous money.
Yeah. Well, all right. So Sony did a pretty good job. It was fun. So let's talk about the movie. Let's talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, and then we'll give our verdicts.
Yeah.
All right. So what'd you think about it? What was
No. I want you. This is
Me?
your universe. This is your
Spider-Man.
Your verse,
Kind of.
your Spider-Man, sort of.
Yeah, kind of.
I want you to kick it off.
I liked it. I would say so. I'm gonna give I had not seen it in all honesty. I had not seen this movie until like this last week.
Okay.
I didn't see it in theaters. Didn't see it afterward.
Yeah.
Didn't really have a desire to see it. I know I like Tom Hardy. And I don't mind him being Venom. I think he was a good idea for Venom.
Yeah.
But the way I saw it was he won't be in the MCU, and so I don't want to see it and like it and then not have what I want from it.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. But now we do this as like a side hustle here, and I had to watch it, so I watched it. And when I saw all the trailers, you see Eddie Brock kind of going through like the schizophrenic, like he's hearing voices. He's kind of like he's not confident in himself. He's really kind of shriveled up, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, that sucks. That's not a good Eddie Brock.
Right.
But then watching the movie, I think they did a really good job because he was super confident and arrogant, and he threw his whole life away with his arrogance.
It all. Yeah.
Which I thought was really great. And then that is what would happen if you had a symbiote. So like if you had something inhabiting your head and like talking to you, it would make you go crazy. And I love that.
He played
that was
a schizophrenic character really well.
Yeah, and they kind of do that in the comics. There are some comics that follow that route more.
Yeah.
But this was like you look at like the Topher. We're talking in movies. You look at the Topher Grace Venom, and he really didn't do the whole insane.
No,
person.
He's fully in control.
He's just I'm angrier.
Right.
You know, like it builds up my anger more. You know,
yeah, that's
and like
essentially exaggerates that emotion.
It's fine, but like I liked the idea that he's like, get out of my head, and he's a normal dude. Who doesn't want to kill people.
Right.
You know, he's a normal dude. He doesn't want to eat people.
Eat people's heads.
That was great.
I know. Yeah.
And like the involuntary movements. I just thought the whole display of Venom was very true to the character, and yet a fresh new take where he needs meat, he needs food.
Yeah.
And
he needs to fuel the engine.
Yeah, I know that the lobster scene is much talked about, and it was raved over. But I actually personally liked everything that happened before he got into the lobster pit, because he's like grabbing steak,
he's grabbing everything,
and he's eating it, and he keeps saying like, "No, this is all dead."
Yeah,
like I love that. It's like this it's not right. It's not alive, right? And he needs living meat. And so, and then also the fact that he's obsessed with tater tots, because I am also obsessed with tater tots.
Yeah, he needs meat, and then desires frozen tater tots.
Yo, but once you eat American fast food that's so bad for you, you'll never go back.
Oh, I agree with you
100%. Yeah, even alien symbiotes can't.
All the time.
So
we're just talking about this right now, and I'm thinking about ordering food afterwards.
Oh man, don't! I'm hungry.
I know.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have to edit this. No, but I loved it. I loved the fact that the way that they portrayed Eddie Brock and the way that they portrayed Venom. I thought they were both done really, really well.
Yeah.
What I will say though, and what I think
I agree with that 100%. By the way, I think Tom Hardy was a phenomenal choice. I think he played the character incredibly well. I think his ability to play the calm, cool, collected, and then shift and go to the I've lost everything, completely humiliated, to I'm scared for my life because of what is happening to me and I don't understand it, to there's something living inside me. He went through such a range of emotions
he's
and
great.
different just perspectives throughout the whole movie. It was insane to see that range. And he has it. He has the ability to be able to do that. So I love that too.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that we didn't get to see his girlfriend much.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I'd say that is probably the biggest sin of this movie, or the biggest flaw of this movie.
Why do you say that?
No, not her.
Okay.
Not her. The fact that we did a lot on Eddie, but we really didn't do much on anyone else.
Well, yeah.
It was a one-man show, which he was great.
Yes, it was.
And
it was a one-man show.
He pulled a lot of it. And the lead evil scientist, we got a bit.
Yeah.
But not much. But really, everybody else was like, there was
nobody.
The pieces he
support. Did show.
Yeah.
Carlton Drake
was great.
Was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
but
I
wanted
would
to see
have seen
more
of that. I don't know, though, because he's one of those characters that you show too much.
Yeah, and then it's not as good.
It's diminished.
Yeah, but then he needs more. Venom needs more support. There were so many smaller characters.
They were really trying to build up Venom by himself.
Yeah,
Venom by himself.
I wanted to see more of the girlfriend. I wanted to see more of the corner store lady that he goes in and buys stuff.
I don't know if I needed to see more of the corner store lady.
Somebody.
I knew where they were going with the corner store lady. The second she showed up and was getting shook down for her money. I understood where they were going with that.
But there needs to be more support for him.
The girlfriend, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, there needs to be more support for him. He needs to have somebody to bounce off of.
Well, I agree.
I guess they're
I think
bouncing off of Venom. They
were bouncing off of Carlton Drake, but they introduced Carlton Drake as Riot too late. There needs to be some other superpowered being that's playing across from him. Because here's what ended up happening, and this is going to be my take on what I believe you're trying to describe, okay? We talk about movies and their timelines happening too truncated many times.
Yeah.
I think that happened here, and but it wasn't the whole movie. So here's what I want to kind of break down, because I don't know if a lot of people see this. So you see the first part of the movie. It is Brock with his girlfriend.
Right.
They're on this one track of eventually getting married. They have these successful careers. Eddie Brock has his own show now out in San Francisco. He's resurrected his career from moving out from New York.
Right.
And then they come across Carlton Drake, who has started the Life Foundation. And we see he's sketchy. There's more to him, and he's being researched, and people are looking into him. But Eddie is pushed to do just a puff piece on him and move it along.
Right.
And he doesn't listen. He goes
all
after
good.
him.
All good setups.
All good setups.
I like that. Yeah.
His girlfriend is fired. She breaks up with him.
Right.
He loses his job. And we're set in this course of motion where they take two divergent paths. And then it's months later. Right. Or is it years? I can't even remember.
I want to say it's months. I don't think it's that long.
Months, maybe a year, maybe a year later. Okay.
I think it's not that long because he seems surprised that she is
moved on.
That she has a boyfriend who has a key to her house.
Could be.
I don't know.
I don't exactly remember how much time has passed.
Yeah.
But that's where things get lost. Okay.
Yeah.
So the course of this movie, the first piece, I'd say 25% of the movie now has taken place over the course of maybe a year.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But now we shift, and we go into overdrive.
Yeah,
because
lots happens.
Everything happens so fast.
Yeah,
the symbiotes come back.
Yeah,
they come back, and they are experimented on with homeless people, and Eddie Brock gets Venom into him.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So now as soon as Eddie has Venom in him, it is 2 days over the course of the rest of the movie. He's getting adjusted. He wakes up the next day, freaks out, is sweating like crazy, can't figure out what's going on with him.
Yeah.
He goes and meets up with his girlfriend and the doctor boyfriend.
Right.
He's his patient now, eats a lobster, gets checked out. They don't know what's going on inside of him.
Yeah.
He then gets jumped by the Life Foundation.
Right.
And now, all of a sudden, Venom reveals himself, who he is, what he's there for, what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And it's like a day later, now Riot is here.
Yeah.
And we're fighting Riot. And the reason that Venom says he's staying on Earth and the reason he came back to Eddie is because Eddie changed his mind.
Right. Yeah.
Why?
Well, he was a run.
When?
Yeah. Well, he's always in his head, so I guess he can talk to him.
But what I'm saying is this is a 2-3 day movie that all of this happens in.
Well,
once Venom is actually in Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of buildup,
yeah.
But then it is this sprint. Yeah. And so it is not like a normal, it is not like what I always critique, which is The Last Jedi for being like 48-hour movie that everything happens in, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
so it's not quite like that. Because there is other build-up, there's other storylines, but what I'm talking about is the time that you actually get to spend with Eddie and Venom together is very small.
Short. Yeah,
is very short in timeline. And what happens in that time for then Venom to say the reason he is staying on Earth, the reason he is not joining Riot, and the reason he's not going to get all of the other symbiotes to bring them to inhabit Earth and take it over, is because of Eddie.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much in too short a period of time.
But here's the thing, though. I agree. But I don't know how else they do it. And here's the problem.
You do more with Eddie and Venom figuring each other out.
Right, but that's the problem.
They didn't do that.
No, I know, but Venom's not that complicated of a character because he's supposed to be a supervillain. He's supposed to be. Yeah. So what you do is you bring him in. There's not supposed to be all this why he stays there. In the comics, he stayed there for power. He stayed with Eddie for power and for a host.
Right.
And then he fought Spider-Man.
Right.
For a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up and then all that time that he fought Spider-Man. Then Venom ended up having an effect, or Eddie had an effect on Venom eventually, right?
Right.
Which would then allow him to control him and use him to protect people, right?
Right, but that's my point is we got to that place too fast.
Right, but it's because the whole first part couldn't exist. The whole first part needs Spider-Man. The whole first part, he needs to have so Venom is a villain who has the conflict, and then out of that conflict is what breeds the new character. And we couldn't do that because
the replacement. But yes, okay. So I hear you on that,
right?
And I hear you. Spider-Man is not in this movie.
No. But
you have to look at it without Spider-Man.
Right.
Don't you
But
pull
that's what I'm
Spider-Man's
saying
perspective
you
out?
Can't because so Venom doesn't.
But he had no conflict until Riot.
Right, but Venom does. But Riot's not a good conflict for somebody who's evil. So evil needs to fight good to eventually realize that good is the right way to go.
Okay, I get what you're saying now. Now I'm with you.
Yeah,
okay.
And so Venom doesn't have enough of a backstory to make him a good guy, to build him up as a good guy.
Now I'm with you.
He needs to be the villain that fights the good guy, and that's it.
And sees
no
the
depth
rationale.
There. Yeah, other than being a villain. And then throughout his battles with this good guy, and the inhabiting of the body of Eddie will eventually allow him to change.
Yeah, I mean,
but they don't have any of that.
Here's what they are doing, though.
Right.
So that is what it should be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What they're doing instead is Venom's bad, but Riot's
was worse. Yeah, and that doesn't really work.
But that's exactly what they're doing
You're
with
right.
Carnage. That is exactly.
Yeah, now Carnage is worse again.
Right,
and,
Carnage is
and
worse.
Venom's still bad.
Not as bad.
But not as bad.
Not as bad. That's all they're doing is Venom's bad,
Yeah, and I don't
he is worse.
Again,
and that's what they're going to keep doing.
Work.
It can't work.
Yeah,
it can't work without Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
But I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
But without a good guy, who's the good guy they're going to put in here? There's nobody else to put in.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Is that's why it was kind of damned to begin with. Like it was
right.
like there was no way they could do it correctly.
Oh, I agree with you. And I think that perspective really helps to clarify the problem at all of this, which is so we've identified a few things. We really like the acting. We really like Tom Hardy, his portrayal, and like having to play two parts within himself.
And the look of it. The look of it was great.
The look of it. Oh my gosh,
looked fantastic.
Venom looked wonderful.
Though I will say the end fight.
Oh no!
All I could do was
don't bring it up.
All I could do was think of you because I was like,
oh my gosh!
But it was even bad for me. It was like I can't do this. They're
just splashing off of each other.
I mean, it looked cool, but it was like this is not a fight.
No,
man. This
it wasn't a fight.
Good.
I don't want to get into that last part.
Which again, though,
pushing it,
but it goes
to the side.
It goes back to Venom, who's like that, who's all like gooey and tentacles, and he needs something more solid to fight, like Spider-Man.
True.
So Spider-Man allows you to ground the absurdity of the character of Venom.
Yeah.
But now you have two absurd characters doing it. It just doesn't work
right. It can't be done. So but the things we don't like are one, the truncated timeline for the story development between it's not the whole thing.
We need more.
But story development between Eddie and Venom.
Right. We need more for Venom's heart to change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the issue is the bigger issue, which is Venom is changing too fast.
Yeah.
Venom is changing because there is somebody worse, not because he's actually going against somebody better.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And he sees the merits of the good person. The good that changes him in this is Eddie. But we don't see that because Eddie isn't even really that good.
Yeah, and Venom, he makes some comment like on my planet, I'm a loser like you. They're just kind of like he gets a kinship
camaraderie
of being a loser.
The kinship,
I guess that's kind of relatable, but I don't know. Yeah, it had all the cylinders in place.
But it's not enough to change his It's not enough to change
he's an
why
alien
you would
symbiote.
Exactly.
Who eats people. Like literally
who eats people.
And literally
and he's got a million of them
how many
who are supposed to come and do that.
And how many people did he kill to get over to the United States?
Right.
Like he killed Jameson.
Oh, he's killing everybody.
And then he killed the nurse lady that was in the ambulance. Mm-hmm. And then he killed the old lady in the town, and then he killed the young little girl to get onto the plane.
Yeah, talk about terrible.
Yeah, like he's just killing all these people, and then he gets to Eddie, and he bonds with him, and then it's just like, well, now I guess I'm not that bad.
Now I'm not that evil.
Well, I'm not Riot, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's weird.
Right.
It was just, there were so many good...
That is the crux. That is the crux of the issue of this movie.
Yeah.
Right there.
Venom doesn't have the good to balance his evil, and he doesn't have the development to justify his good.
Yep.
Right.
Excellent. Well said.
All right. Well, that was the verdict, right?
That's the verdict right there.
Yeah.
That is the exact verdict. And like to cap it off, we've talked about this a little bit, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. It
is what it is.
Because it was fun. It was a good movie. It wasn't a great movie.
I wouldn't say it was
movie.
a good movie.
It was fun.
It was okay.
I had a good so I actually
I would not here's my point. I've waited so long to watch Venom.
Right. Was this the first time you saw it too?
Yeah, this was the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what? But
I'm okay with it.
But there's been so many movies.
But Venom's now on TV all the time.
Yeah.
I would flip past it. I'm telling you, it wouldn't be one of those movies that I would want to be like, oh, I'll watch it again.
Well, there's so many movies that we've had. So I paid for this one.
Yeah.
It was like $3. But it wasn't like when I was done, it was like, all right, that was worth $3.
True. I would pay $3 to watch it.
It wasn't worth like the $12 it would have been in theaters.
Right.
I don't think.
Right. That is a good
It was worth it. Like I paid $3 on Amazon and I watched it and I was like,
so it's streamable, but it's not like go to the theater and see it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think so. But you know what? I hope.
Which is why we're conflicted about Carnage right now. Because
I hope
we're
it's
like,
good,
do we actually go pay to go see it, or do we just figure out other way to watch it?
Well, you know, if the Eternals is as bad as what they are saying it is, then we're gonna want to go cleanse our palate somehow.
Maybe.
And Woody Harrelson as Carnage.
Woody Harrelson is the only Tom Hardy,
the two of them.
and Woody Harrelson are the big draw right there. I agree with you.
That might be worth
that might be
spending
enough
$12
to get me.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Legion of Comic Correction. Don't forget to check out our other episodes streaming everywhere you listen to podcasts. We're also on the major social platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search Legion of Comic Correction.
That's right. And make sure to check out our Patreon for exclusive supporter specials at patreon.com/LegionofCC. New episodes come out every week. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, same Legion.